Hey, we're live. What's up, everybody? This is Ronnie here today. Don't have Chad today, so if you came here for Chad, I guess you can leave or stick around, see what I can offer you. But Chad spent the day in the sun, and he's a little on the sunburned side. Guess he burnt himself pretty bad. But I was actually not going to do this. I actually scheduled one, then thought about it. I was like, "Oh, the Celtics are playing," and I kind of get all worked up. But I can check the score from the other site and go back and forth and make sure. But catch the end of the game. But how is everybody doing tonight? I know for myself, plugging away, struggling a little bit, I guess you could say, just trying to get adapted to being by myself. But being productive, getting a lot of stuff done, what I need to done around the house and stuff like that. But sales have been good. Can't complain about that. So far, I think what's today, the 2nd? We're already up like $2,000 or so can't complain with that. Sales have been good. But what's up, everybody? We got Miami Reseller, Betty A, Henry, Chris Walking Picker, Swamp Picker, what's up? Tino, the show advisor, what's up, brother? Hope all is well. Brian, the Oak Brook Picker, Pensacola Picker, Alex. Did you make it today to Connecticut and meet up? I think it was today you said that was. All Day Grubber. Abram Scott was first, but hey, it's all good. Krillin, how you guys doing? The Seam Store, Wes, what's up? For a lot of people in here. A lot of people, I don't know a lot of your names. But I know for myself, things have been, it's been a struggle, but it's been good. Can't complain. Don't know if Chad's watching, but we got the Celine in a minute coming up soon. You lost that auction on 11 TVs. That sucks. But it's question and answer. So if you got any questions, let's get to it. But a question that someone answered earlier today, and I talked about this earlier in the month, like 6 weeks ago. No, back, I don't know when it was. We said we were going to try to do 15,000 was a goal we had for this month, April. We came up short. We came up, short. We had like, I don't know, 7,900 or something like that. So we are definitely not anywhere close to our goal. But we had a lot of issues going on. Right after I made that video, my mother-in-law was in the hospital for like 10 days. So our plan was thrown out the window. We didn't even list something on eBay for 24 days, I think it was, or 21 days. So at the end of it, it's kind of like, it's kind of like, what are you going to do? So it was one of those deals where, there was too much going on, and I just put everything on the back burner for that moment. And there's nothing you can do about it, And then the wife had to go away to, take her mom back home to the Dominican Republic, take care of her. So I really have not been in any mood to kind of resell. I haven't been in the mood to source. I haven't been in the mood to just do any of this really. And, sales have been really decent enough to where I haven't had to worry about it. So it's been one of those things where it's like, But I know at some point I have to focus back in on it and, start to move forward with it. because there's only so much time you can go without relisting things. I mean, I think I'm at to like 560 listings or 570 listings. That's the lowest amount of listings I've had in a long time. Um, she's doing okay. My mother-in-law is doing. She's doing okay. She started her radiation therapy, and she's gotten slower. And I mean, it's unfortunate. It's an uncurable thing. It's kind of sad. There's not much you can really do about it. Unfortunately, it's in God's hands. But Alex asks, any advice on starting a channel? I'm thinking of making videos again. You just have to go out there and do it, Alex, and just. I mean, I'm not. I just make videos. I've never ever edited videos. I've never had the hugest following. I've never had. We consistently get between 200 to 400 subs monthly. It's over like the course of 5 years now. It's just steadily, in that thing. Just make a plan, make some videos, see what you like, and see if you like it. Just start one after the other. I don't edit videos. Most of the time, I just go live on the air. Either I record them privately and upload them, or I do it live and just do it. I mean, you're gonna get a real person when you see me. I'm not gonna be overly happy because I'm not that kind of person. I'm just a real individual. You're gonna hear the bad, you're gonna hear the good. I'm not just gonna tell you about the good stuff. I'm not gonna bullshit you to death over here. But just upload some videos and push forward. I mean, it sometimes depends, but sometimes you go up, sometimes you go down, just depending on the analytics of how YouTube works. Seems like they like to push certain channels and not others, and so on and so forth. And it just depends. If you put more time into it, you definitely get pushed a lot more. Uh, Sorry about your mother-in-law. What do you want the Celtics to do with all their cap flexibility? Oh, that's funny. Celtic question. You know, I can't think of his name. Hayward, is it? I would like them to sign Hayward possibly, but the thing is, you'd have two max contract guys with Horford and him, and then at some point, you're probably going to want to re-sign. After the other day, I seen Isaiah Thomas, who has nothing to do with the other Isaiah Thomas. I mean, I don't care if he's 5'2" or what. I mean, he put on a show. He shoots. I know he's a little bit older of a guy. You might sign him to one of those max contracts, and this last year might be trash, but I really want him to stay. I don't want them to get rid of him. They're gonna have a top 3, 4th pick in the thing. I mean, you can't go wrong. No, I don't like Butler. I don't like Butler. Eddie George is not going to come. Eddie George is basically, I think, going to be a Laker. Jimmy Butler would have to get traded. I don't think he's a free agent. And I don't like Butler. I mean, did you see him in that Chicago series? He was ass. He shot under 40% for the series, I believe. Straight ass. I mean, I don't like him. I was happy they didn't trade anybody to get him. But if you put Bradley on that floor with Thomas, Horford, and you get like Hayward, that's a nice bunching. And plus, you're going to get one of the top 3 or 4 picks. So it's they might not be ready for a year, but that's going to be the next guy to bridge you over. The guy George, that plays for the Indiana Pacers. What's his name? It's George something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're not even. I don't even know what we're talking about. Paul George. That's it. Paul George, not Eddie George. I got mixed up. But it is what it is. We're gonna move on from that. We're just rambling about uh, what is it about basketball. But if you have any questions or anything, just put them in the chat there, and I'll catch them as they come through. But that was a funny one. But I got these the other day. I'm actually selling these for another reseller. And this is the Selena Minute. Now that I see Chad in here, this is the Selena Minute. These are basically selling these for a scholarship. And these are a Bousier. It's a bra, basically. But this is a white one you see right here. This one has the tags, and these are from Selena's boutique. We got that. And these were from before her death. And this was never used. Has some slight discoloration, but overall, it's actually really sparkly. It's kind of weird manhandling this stuff, but we got 3 of them. We got this one too, with these little squigglies. The same thing. These are all from and we got this one right here. This one looks like it has the chocolate sprinkles, or if you're from the New England area, I think they call them jimmies. You got chocolate jimmies all over this one. They got sparkly. But these are all Selena's things. Chad's over there drooling right now. But these should do really well. Couldn't find too much comps on those. But those should really sell well. I have one up now. Didn't want to flood the market, of course, when you have something that is quite quite hard to find. You don't want to throw them all up at one time. But I didn't find them. Like I said, I'm selling these for somebody else. They need money for they're basically the money is going for a scholarship. Lonnie, I'm gonna hire a young lady to put the. No, I'm just kidding. That's just going too far right there. They're kind of on the small side, like for one's a 36B. That's a fairly small bus size. With the other one, I think is even smaller. I can't find it. Doesn't matter. But let me see right here. Team Time Cool. Everybody seems to hear me about you, so maybe jump in and jump out. What's up, Mr. California Picker? All right, someone here. What is your monthly goal for inventory turnover? For instance, if you have 500 items, what is your goal to sell per month? I usually, on average, we sell right around 160 items for the last few months. This month we were down a little bit. I just talked about it today. I think it was 143 or 145 or something. It's usually right around 25%. We sell in a lot more higher end quality items, menswear, and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff does not. A lot of that stuff takes a little longer, especially the suits, sport coats, and that kind of thing. So a lot of that sells, but that's actually a really good percentage. We average, usually between $50 and $60 per item. So we do everything we have to do. We're usually in a very good place, with our sales. But I like to see about 25% right now with how it is. Michelle said, Ronnie, where do you see your business in a year? The same. On the road. If you didn't see the video from a few days ago, I plan to be on the road. I plan just to buy a RV. We've talked about buying a fifth. It's most likely going to be a fifth wheel trailer. I would have to upgrade, dump my Suburban. I was looking. I had to get the oil changed the other day. I was looking at the Silverados, the 3500s. Unfortunately, they did not have a dual wheel pickup truck. We have a smaller Chevrolet dealership, so they didn't have any of those. But I was looking, seeing what they didn't even have a diesel, I don't think, if I remember right. But I was just looking at them, checking them out. I mean, I already know what they are. I've looked them up before and want to get a nice one. I think I may have to reconsider the size trailer I liked. The size trailer I liked is 43 feet. The problem is a lot of state parks, you can't be over like 30, 32 feet, so that's actually too big. It comes almost like a mini 18-wheeler going down the street. So I may have to rethink my my trailer plans. Go with even the initial trailer that we liked last year was about 35 feet. No, it might have been a little shorter than that. It didn't have because I was liking the what do you want to call it? The extra garage space in the toy hauler. But I think I may have to disappear with that. But money wise, I mean, most of our stuff would probably be co-signed through a bunch of different avenues, through maybe a few different resellers, and also through maybe the reel to reel. I'd like to spread that out over a little bit. And as long as I can make a certain amount of money every month and be comfortable and just travel and have fun, I'm fine. I don't really need the business to go anywhere specifically. I mean, I would have to probably make $50,000 a year, I would guess, to make that happen, because there is costs. I mean, truck is going to run you a lot of money, big diesel truck. The trailer is going to cost money. Then there's other things that are just going to run you money as you go through. So and you're going to want to do things. You're going to want to have fun. There's going to probably be some things I buy to make my pickup truck more my own than a stock pickup truck. Some little things I'll probably upgrade on it just to make sure I can get to wherever I want to get to in the US, or when we go through parts of Canada, maybe in our trip, or Alaska. I do not want to be stuck anywhere. So, I mean, our plan is not to, is just to, hopefully we'll grow somewhat this year, and then it'll be dropping the stuff off before we take our place and go about our business and have fun, and hopefully start to have some things worked out. I sent in the stuff actually the other day to the Reel to Reel, and they actually checked it in today. I guess they only accepted 11 of the 18 items, and somebody told me that's actually better than what they usually run into. They usually have them, but for certain reasons, certain brands, it seems like they didn't accept any of the ties. They sent 4 ties. They didn't accept any of those. They didn't accept a pair of Burberry pants, a Zegna shirt, and a Zegna sport coat. The Zegna sport coat, I think it might have been because it was the lower end Zegna sport line. That might have been what it was. Not really sure. But well, I hate how this thing jumps around all of a sudden in the chat, but trying to figure out where I was, and also it jumped to the end of it. Is there a reason my sales tank when spring hits? My sales went from 5 a day to 0 to 1. A lot of people's sales slow down in the spring, slow down. I mean, fourth quarter is the most selling month. I mean, and then the traffic on eBay, if you look, the traffic slows down. Summer is the worst time for traffic. We talked about it a few weeks ago, just how the traffic is just it's not there, especially for clothing sellers. For whatever reason, it seems like a lot of the clothing categories take a big hit in views, and it translates to sales. A lot of the I would say it translates to something because if you're selling a lot of higher end stuff, that seems to be where the hit is. But the sellers selling the stuff for 8, 10, $12, they don't seem to take a hit as well. I guess some have because have some have talked about slow sales. So I guess it's across the board. Um, but it does just slows down. It's a roller coaster. It's never going to be completely across the board. It's always going to be up and down. Ronnie, do you find picking up the higher end items take you longer to source? It does definitely take me longer to source. I've been, said it in the past. Sourcing is the number one thing in my business. I mean, that's what takes me the most time to do. I spend more time sourcing than anything else, and it's actually what I enjoy doing the best. Um, I don't enjoy listening. That's why they sending the stuff out to somebody else sounds so much better. If you know what to pick up and somebody else is taking care of most of the taking care of the pictures, the shipping, the customer service, it's like dealing with Amazon in a way. You're just sending it off to somebody else. And as long as you're selling it, making sure you're partnering with a really good person, you should benefit yourself. It gives you more time to source and more time to find stuff. I'm actually interested to see how different parts of the country, what we'll be able to find in different parts of the country. It's actually gonna change to be interesting what I can find in certain areas. I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of stuff, so it's going to be very interesting and to see what happens. Okay, buyer just paid for something. That's what we like. But would you suggest opting into the global shipping program? Do you think it would increase sales? Right now, over the last few weeks, international shipping accounts for probably 10 to 15% of my business. So, on average, if we're selling 160 items, that would be between 16 and 24 items a month. Either I ship it myself internationally or it goes through the global shipping program. I have both set up. But if you should opt into the global shipping program. There's no reason not to. It's very easy. Now, if you're selling bigger, larger items, you want to check under the global shipping program to see what things are acceptable in what places. I know, like Russia, they will not accept things over a certain dollar amount. Certain sizes will not. Certain countries will have a size limit or a weight limit. So if you're selling larger items, but if you're selling clothing, no brainer to send it. You just send it to Kentucky address, and once it's there, it's fine. I mean, I've never run into any issues, and that's just what it is. Very easy. I would do it because I can't see how you're missing out on any sales. If anything, it's going to help you. I picked at Habitat for Humanity today. We have one next town over. I've never done well there. I've went there, I looked around. I've never ever been able to find anything like anything interesting. They usually have furniture that's way marked up. There's never anything small. Tools, I guess, but I'm not as that knowledgeable in tools. Uh, no, I will definitely not be getting a gas one after looking at it and thinking about it. When I was looking at, um, what do you want to call it? When I was looking at the Class A motorhomes, I was looking at a diesel. So I don't know why when I started looking at pickup trucks, I start thinking, oh, maybe a gas. I mean, the salesman will try to talk you into everything and try to tell you that, hey, um, the diesel's not really that crazy now. The gas engines have come a long way. Yeah, they have come a long way, but I've watched in some reviews the other day. Like there was one where they went up some mountain in Colorado, maybe. There's some channel on here, and they have a bunch of trucks. They run this gauntlet up and down the mountain, and it's like truck starts getting like 3 miles to the gallon. It's like, and the diesels were getting a lot better. So it's definitely going to be a diesel truck. I think the more power, more torque will be more necessary. And I don't want to be stuck in going up any hills or mountains and not have the power to get me up there. I wonder whatever happened to Mr. Crazy Picker Life. He comes and goes. Hopefully, he should be back here any minute now, making the videos next week. Hopefully, come on, dealer. Where's the videos, dealer? But actually, Noah makes videos. Wheeler. Let me see here. What do we got? What do we got? Oh boy. There we go with the chat again. Question: do you get the rejected items back? I think you're talking about the real to real. Yes, they actually ship the items back to you for free, which is actually great. You ship it in for free too, which is even good too. But I guess they ship the items back to you fast too. So I took the listing down, and as soon as I get the bag back, the stuff back, They only priced three of the items, and one was the one was a dress. They actually priced it double than what I was trying to get for it on eBay, which was good. But then one was priced lower, and then they priced a pair of jeans, which was about double than what I was trying to get for it on eBay. So far it's been like, I don't know. So we're gonna see where everything prices out, and we'll check it out, and we'll probably try to send some more stuff in here pretty soon. Uh, Let me see. California picking. Will you keep a home anywhere? No, not at this time. It's too much overhead. Basically, anything that we can't live without will go into a storage unit. We have two storage units now. We'll combine it to one unit, and whatever we think we want to keep. Like I know the wife is going to want to keep that sign. There's a bunch of signs I'm not going to want to get rid of. There's some other things we'll clean some stuff out, clear it out, and just keep things that we just feel that we need, like our sofa set and recliner. We paid so much money for it, we wouldn't get rid of it. It makes no sense what we have into it to get rid of it. So we'll keep that. But like stuff like my bed, I would just get rid of. But then we have a table that's worth several $1,000s that we would keep. I mean, there's certain things we would keep, certain things that we would just get rid of just because it wouldn't make any sense to keep stuff. Let me see. Ronnie, have you looked back to the bins? I was to the bins, what, about 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, and that's it. I'm not going to the Boston one anymore. There's one in New Hampshire. I would possibly go there. The one in Maine wasn't too bad either. But as far as going to the ones in Boston, I don't like the ones in Boston. I've never been overly impressed with the one in Boston. But I would definitely check them out other places just to check them out. On my trip, I will go to them. It's just that one. It's small. It's something about that one in Boston. It's that whole store. If you've ever been to this store in Boston, they have a main store, then they have like a training center in the middle, and then they have the store on the side. And it's always dirty, and I know it's a thrift store. Maybe I'm thinking too much, but I'm like, there was a reason why I never went into a thrift store before going in there. I never liked the smell. You ever go into a thrift store, especially like some of the church run thrift stores or old Salvation Army and Hyannis? You walked in there and just the smell hit you in the face. Poorly ventilated, all that stuff. A lot of funk. A lot of funk. Confusing. What about summer wear? Are you confused about summer sales? Summer, what do you wanna call it? Summer slowdown? I mean, of course, summer stuff, bathing suits, swimming trunks, shorts, short sleeve shirts, golf, probably, men's golf wear. Of course, that stuff is gonna do better in the summer, but, jackets, suits, sport coats, jeans. I know Prof Sales had an issue with jeans last year. Who else? What else? That kind of stuff is going to slow down regardless. It's just one of those things. But let me see here. What percentage of your eBay inventory comes from retail? I think before we've talked about it, it's like 20-25% of my stuff currently right now is new at tags. And of that, probably 75% of that is from like TJ Maxx, Marshalls stores. And a lot of it sells fast, some of it doesn't sell as fast. It just depends. When a lot of these stores are doing clearance, you have every other TJ Maxx and Marshalls in the country doing the same clearance, and a lot of them have very similar items. And so there's a lot of that stuff sometimes hitting online at the same time. Sometimes you have to wait a little while to get the best prices that you want. Some people just throw it up there to get rid of it. I'll sit on it a little bit and wait. And it does well sometimes, sometimes it doesn't, but I'll wait it out more than just go quickly about it. I mean, it's what I like to do. I like to wait it out. Um, Ronnie, how long do I have to wait to release the item after I open an unpaid item claim? This buyer has been given years of response. Basically, if someone doesn't pay within 2 days, you can open an unpaid item claim. You need to have that open 4 days. After the 4 days, you can close it. So a total of 6 days, and you can take care of it and get it done like that. And you just have to, you could have your item back up in 6 days. It kind of sucks that you have an item down for a few days, but you know, don't cancel the sale because then you're just letting the buyer out of, you're just letting the buyer get out of it. Let them be punished by eBay basically for getting that unpaid items just strike against their account. If I was driving a big trailer behind me, it would result in a lot of damaged vehicles. uh, you know what? I'm experienced, like going back like 20 years ago. I've driven some larger trailers. I've driven some larger trucks. I'm pretty efficient. I haven't done it recently, which would be pretty crazy. I mean, a few years ago when we bought my Cadillac, I went to Boston, picked it up, and we had all kinds of. I had a U-Haul trailer, and my wife. Maybe she's watching this. Maybe she's not. She'll chime in if she is. And I got on the U-Haul trailer. Now, first of all, the truck should not have been pulling. It was like a 1,500 pickup truck, single cab. It was no way it was made to tow this 6,000-pound Cadillac. But as soon as I went on the trailer, you could tell the truck and the trailer, the thing started to bow. Like it almost took the thing off. And I just said, oh, forget it. I'll get the car and the trailer now. But now that we're here, we're an hour and a half from home on the North Shore up by Boston. I'm just going to take this thing home. But I drove that thing all through Boston, and it was fun. There's a few times where it got a little iffy, but then you add another probably 15 feet onto that. 20 feet. So it'll take a little getting used to. Backing up will probably take the most getting used to. Um, but like anything, once you do it a few different times, it gets easier and easier. It's no different. You list on eBay a little bit, it gets easier and easier as you go. Are you going back into a warehouse setting soon? No, no warehouse. Got our trip planned. Warehouse will be like year-long lease. I got no time for that. If anything, I'd go probably a different route. Uh, Let me see what else we got here. Oh, this chat keeps jumping around on me. It doesn't like to stay still. Okay, I'm almost to the end here, I think. Oh, we got main picker in here. What's up? Another New Englander. Rake and Profit, another New Englander in here. A lot of New Englanders. Uh, do you get returns on newer tag items? I mean, occasionally we do, not too often. Most of the time, people know what they're getting or know their size. I mean, I would say I get less returns with newer tag items than I do used items. And occasionally, I think only one time did anybody ever rip the tags off of the item, and I got it back. I mean, the guy sent me a message after he already sent it in and opened the thing, and I was just like, whatever. I mean, it's something that we had like 40 pairs of these Ralph Lauren pants, and I was already making so much money on it. So I mean, I relisted them. I sold them for a few dollars less as just pre-owned worn ones. That's what I just wrote in the description. They sold. I mean, got a few dollars less, but I still made profit, so it didn't even matter at the end of the day. Uh, do you know anything about Boogie Woogie shorts? Couldn't find anything on eBay. They look like Tommy Bahama shirts, but designed in Italy. I've never heard of that brand, Boogie Woogie. I will have to check that out after this. That's interesting. Uh, go through here. Yes, hit that like button. Hit it. Hit the like button. Thank you, beauty lover. The Coca-Cola sign is my wife's. We got it at auction probably like 6 months ago. And yes, Mr. Mike, you see, people like Coca-Cola over Pepsi. How many people in the chat drink Pepsi? Nobody likes Pepsi. I would say Coca-Cola tastes a lot better than Pepsi, even though I shouldn't be drinking any of that stuff. But you could put in the chat right now which one tastes better. But we got one here. Have you ever, for 1 minute, regretted quitting your regular job to sell on eBay? Like I said before, I've we started selling. I when I walked out of my job, I should have probably waited another year. I thought we had a good amount of savings saved up, but we went on a 5-week vacation in the Dominican Republic, and at the end of the day, our account was not looking that good. We had bills to pay here for almost 2 months, taking care of stuff there when we're on vacation, going here, going there. So at the end of the day, it was not the greatest idea. Like, we spent a good chunk of money, and then you're not taking money in. So it was like a $20,000 turn that you have all this money going out and nothing is coming in. I worked at a job for 16 years, from 1998 to 2014. Yeah, 16 years. And just, I had enough. It was time to go, time to leave, unfortunately, and just left, you know? I mean, every my best friend owns a restaurant here, and every once in a while, I pop my head in. I don't like to pop my head in too often because usually he tries to get me to work for him, and it's just something I don't have any interest in doing. But you know, one of those things. Uh, thought I seen a question here. Do clothing sellers have summer slowdown? Yes. All clothing sellers have a slowdown. The traffic is just not there. Nobody drinks tab. uh, in the sun by the beach. Yes. Yeah. Carbonated, sugary drinks are not good for you. I mean, technically, in general, um, it's not good. There's a lot of health issues you can get from that kind of stuff. But I do like the signs. Uh, from what I see on YouTube, apparently everybody still makes thousands and thousands of dollars. It depends on what you sell. Like we, our years will fluctuate probably 30 to 40%. So if we're doing 10,000 our best month, we'll still probably do like 6,000 our worst month. So I mean, it's not like the sale. It's not like you're gonna make nothing. It's not like you're gonna go from making, 10,000 to no dollars. I mean, there's a definite uh, dip. I showed it a few weeks ago. I actually showed eBay's what's their thing, their traffic thing and everything, and it shows where what items do well at what points. I mean, yeah, you're still gonna make money, but it's not gonna be the money you make in October, November, December. And I think a lot of resellers a lot of resellers come in that fourth quarter period, and every year there's new resellers, and yeah, some do better because let's say you started reselling, you only had 200 or 300 items up, and they build up their inventory to 1,000, 1,500. Of course, they're going to do better, and they're going to like, yeah, I did better than I did last year. I didn't see no slowdown, but it's like you got 5 times as much stuff in there. But I know from having the same less inventory over the last years, and I'm still kind of doing the same money because I've had to adapt and change to my surroundings as we went from the warehouse back to the house and back to the storage, that I had to realize, like, you know, stay away from a lot of the slower moving items and stay with, or unless there was good money involved in it, and try to, you know, do things that way. There's a lot of things I don't mess with anymore. There's a lot of brands that I will not even come close to staying away from. Um, Let me see here. Question. Ronnie, do you know how to get permanent marker off rubber or leather soles? I've never tried rubbing alcohol on nail polish remover. If only lighter. You know what? Tino, the shoe advisor, just did a video the other day. I didn't watch the video, but I know he was in my feed and I seen it. So if you want to watch, he sells a lot of shoes. I know for myself, I have a magic eraser and I put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on the magic eraser and I just go over the sole, and most of the time it works. Um, Leather soles are a little more difficult. Rubber soles are pretty easy, but the leather soles are a little harder. Um, you know what? After this video, I'm gonna find that video and I'm gonna watch that video and just see what's going on. Actually, and see. But yeah, I'm gonna see if he talks about that because I'm actually curious now. Because I've never had good luck with taking anything off a leather sole. It usually leaves like this discoloration mark because I've rubbed that area so much. Yeah, Krillin restaurant business is crazy. It's too much hard work. It's just it's not good. I've been there, I've done it. I'm happy I didn't buy a restaurant. Like in my 20s, that's all I wanted to do was to own a restaurant. All I wanted to do. And thank God, knock on wood, I did not do that because now I'm going into my 40s. I'm happy I don't have that stress. Water is good. This is not vodka. This is water. Our vintage collectibles have slowed near down nearly. Just wondering if clothing sellers are going the same. Clothing sellers, I mean, everything. I know for like vintage advertising, there's slow periods, and there's like the summer. Actually, that stuff does actually pretty well. And then around Christmas, but it bows up and down. The different analytics are going up and down. It's just crazy how if you went to the growth section, I did a video on it. You go to growth and you can go under there and you could put in like certain items and it'll give you an idea of how that category actually does month by month. And you can actually see the analytics that they give you. And it's kind of really crazy. Uh, yeah, diet soda I think is worse than regular soda. I don't even like the taste of any diet sodas. It tastes really weird. Um, I mean, it's slower in the summer due to a lot of different things. A lot of people are not in front of computers. A lot of people are on vacations. They're out of school, college kids are out of school, parents are always out of the house, vacations and stuff like that. There's a lot of different reasons. If you ever notice, like Easter week's a very slow week, almost always. Same thing. It's usually people just unrelated. They're not looking on a computer screen looking what to buy. Middle of winter before Christmas, people have extra money to spend. They're looking for stuff. Question: would you buy 300 pairs of LLB? I should have read that. I should have not read that one. Would I buy 300 pairs of LL Bean pants? Depends. I don't have the room for it, so probably not. I probably wouldn't, because I don't have the room. But I do know that at the price he got into them, he should do very well. It's going to be a long tail process, and it's going to be interesting how Luke deals with that. But there's no way he can lose any money. It's going to be interesting. I don't like that brand per se that well, but he will corner the market on LL Bean, that's for sure. What brand did you used to sell that you've dropped? Okay, let me say here. Yugachi La Umo, probably said that. Bugatti Umo. Territory Ahead. English Laundry. Um, any Nike dry fit stuff, and a lot of that's because I just can't get it cheap enough. Like I can't buy that stuff at 5, 6, $10. Like a lot of our stores here try to price that stuff at. It's too hard. It's not worth it. Really, to even think about buying it at those prices for us, it's just too much. So I mean, mm-mm. um, trying to think what other brand. There's a lot of those flip cup style brands, the Robert Graham tile shirts that I just stay away from. Those shirts seem to. Raw was another brand that did okay. Um, Juicy Couture or whatever it is, that brand. I mean, now they sell that at Kohl's. Um, Rock and Republic was a brand of jeans when I first started reselling that did actually really well. They sell that now at Kohl's. I mean, when you go from selling stuff like that to selling Kohl's, it doesn't um, really do that good. I mean, Kohl's doesn't sell anything that great. Those are things I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably more stuff, but I just can't think of them off the top of my head at the moment. Born, Clark shoes, some of those used to actually do really well. The last few I gotten sat for a while, so I stopped selling those. I think it depends on the model. Certain models do better than others. Ronnie, do you know anything about lamps, casual lamps of California? I do not know anything about lamps. Um, I've bought some vintage lamp shades, like the milk glass ones that were in the Victorian house. I've done okay with those, but for the most part, I do not know anything about lamps in general. Uh, Let's see here. Oh, I hate when I'm going through the chat and it just jumps all over the place. What used clothing seems to flip the quickest for you? Certain brands like Southern Tide or Vineyard Vines usually sells fairly quickly for me at the moment. Those do really well. Sometimes other brands, trying to think of some other brands that when I get them, um, there's two brands that come to my mind. I'm probably forgetting about another brand or two. There's brands that you just don't come across that often that sell really well when you get them, and I just APC jeans. Every time I've ever got a pair of those have sold extremely quick. I've even found a few of their like men's dress shirts, and they sell extremely quick. Rag and Bone, another one that's is in right now. Um, so, you know, those are brands that I can think of off the top of my head that sell really well. Ronnie, how long do you plan to stay in a certain area when you go on the road? I don't know, Jason. That is a good question that I cannot answer because it's kind of one of these things. It just depends on if I'm in an area and I like it. I may stay there for a month or whatnot. I'm not gonna be rushing this in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna plop myself somewhere and till I get bored of that area, I see everything I want to get, and go, a few miles or maybe a few hours away and go down there. There's certain areas I may spend a little more time in, like that triangle area of Texas where you got like Dallas here and you got San Antonio, Austin, Houston. That area I may spend a good amount of time in because that's actually an area that I would like to check out and see how it is, and you know, area I might think about even moving to in the future, but that area I would check out very well. I have a counter offer out to first potential buyer, then receive a new offer on the same item. How do you handle the counter offer is the same as the new offer? I don't know. Just take from whichever buyer you like the best. Maybe you like their feedback better. You see they pay better. I mean, somebody has 10 feedback versus somebody has 1,000 feedback. I'd maybe take the guy person with 1,000 feedback. But I was just actually talking about this the other day. We had an item, and there was a bunch of offers coming in on it, and it was like, oh boy, what do you take? And we started trying to figure out what they were buying and see that they had good feedback and seeing what was going on. Um, but it was kind of funny. How expensive is your lighting setup? Have you had any old videos showing your photography area? We have a video, I think, when we're at the warehouse. And I've recently have crossed my mind to buy a new lighting kit. We bought a very cheap lighting kit. It was probably like $40 shipped on eBay. And when I started taking pictures of it, I don't like it. I think it's too cheap. It does well, but I just don't like it. And I wanna upgrade it and get a different one. I haven't looked recently because I had so many different other things and I haven't took pictures in a week, so I kind of put it on the back burner. But I do have my list right here and it's on my list of things. And I'm probably going to be buying one in a very short period of time, a new lighting kit. I don't know of which one to buy. I'll probably check them out, but probably you're gonna get what you pay for. I'm assuming you buy a pretty decent one, it's probably gonna cost you a few dollars, and you get what you pay for. And that just make sure you know get the one you like. May I ask what webcam you are using? I don't know what webcam this is. It's in the I have an iMac and it's whatever they have an internal um camera. So I guess it's the one with the thing. I've never had one of those like ones that clip onto your laptop or anything like that. Because even my laptop has the same thing. Um, Patagonia is losing its luster. Just depends on what you get with Patagonia. A lot of the lower end Patagonia stuff, there's too much of it out there. But if you get the better, like the jackets, the T snaps and stuff like that, it's always better and always good. Have you started hitting estate sales? Yes, estate sales are out there. They're everywhere. Um, and it's good. I like them. Haven't been to too many so far, but definitely go looking. How's Ralph Lauren Polo doing these days? Ralph Lauren Polo has never done that well. You talk about polo shirts in general, they've never done well for me. They have to have something special. Only time I really like Ralph Lauren stuff if it's newer tags, it's vintage, or it's one of the sub brands like Purple Label or Black Label or the Double R kind of like label, or it has to be something unique and different. Because if you just get the same Ralph Lauren stuff that everybody else has, you're just going to be fighting with everybody. Paul and Shark, that's a brand that I've had good and bad luck with. Like the men's shirts, picked one up the other day. We sold it for $40 in like 2 days. And then other shirts I have that are good and they sit forever. But anytime I get like a jacket or a sweater, it sells actually usually fairly well. It's the dress shirts that I have an issue moving with that brand, and I kind of stay away from them unless I'm getting them extremely cheap, and I mean like a few dollars. Big and Tall does really well. Yes, it does. You don't even need that great of brands when you get into certain stuff, but you got to get it at a good price too. Ronnie question: I need help identifying a brand so I can post on eBay. The shirt is unbranded but has a logo. Anyway, can I post a picture to this chat? I don't think you'll be able to post a picture in the chat, but you can go over to the Resell Society. You can post a picture in there, and me myself or one of the 26,000 other people will be able to maybe to help you out with that. I haven't found a Vineyard Vines in a little while. The last few I found have been damaged, so I had to leave them behind. Uh, Lay the head. I guess somebody's going. Uh, is Ronnie going to RV as his home or just pleasure and road trip? It's going to be for a lengthy trip. I would say at least 2 years, if not longer. I think to actually see everything I want to see. Just gonna go out there and just gonna start, and we're gonna go down probably the East Coast. The way I think that we're gonna start, probably if it's this probably spring, and just head down to the East Coast of Florida, and then probably come back this way as summer comes. Come up this way, and then probably go back down the East Coast for the first year, and then not go to Florida because we already been Florida, and then probably go through the rest of the South and come up. I really don't know. It's gonna be one of the things where you don't want to be in Florida or Texas in the summer. You don't want to be up in the north in the winter. So it's definitely gonna be one of those things that are gonna be all over the place. And then gonna have to you know, pay attention to where I'm going because, don't want to be too hot, you don't want to be too cold. I have a cool rag and bone vest. It's that wax cotton. It smells like crap. Any of that wax cotton stuff, like some of those barber jackets. Oh, that odor is so funky. That wax cotton. They put like a thing on there, and they just smell so funky. Texas. Ronnie's going head to head with Bonafide. I'll go to head to head with everybody in Texas. There's a lot of resellers in Texas. Joe jeans are slowing down. I picked up some here too, and they've been listed for a little while. Jeans, I've had good and bad luck with jeans in the past. Women's jeans, I really don't have good luck with at all. A bunch of the things they sent into the Real to Real were actually a bunch of Dolce and Gabbana jeans that I've had listed for a while, and then they listed them for like double what I had them listed on eBay for, and I'm like, hell yeah. Just got a lot of 9 Ralph Lauren polo with tags for $1 each. Super wild colors with stripes. Got $200 from. Yeah, like I said, if that stuff's new, there's a market for it. But if it's just a regular polo shirt, it's not good. Da, 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 da. Going to buy new or used. I think you're talking about the RV. Most likely new, but you know what? If I get because you can get extremely good deal. I'm good at buying cars. I'm good at buying RVs. If I wait till the winter and buy a RV, guess what? I'm getting a hell of a deal on a new RV. No different than I will wait till 2 weeks before Christmas to start looking for a truck because you're going to get a hell of a deal on a truck. It happens every year. Every time I go to buy a vehicle, I can get a vehicle usually for 20% off sticker price because I go at the right time of year to buy a vehicle. Um, Buying a diesel dually may be a little harder because that might be a more in-demand vehicle, but I will try my hardest to get a good deal on it. But you should rename your tube channel Hart's Touring Company. I actually have. I seen something, and I seen what I'm gonna have for the new channel name. I just think it'll be fun to change it up a little bit for this adventure, different logo, and just have fun. But I seen something, and I was thinking about it. I was like, "That's it. That is it." And when something comes to you real quick, because this was originally my channel was Hart's Motor Company because I sold cars. This used to be a channel that I used to throw up videos that we used in eBay videos and stuff like that of cars being sold. And I didn't have any need for that anymore. So we had to change the name because it didn't really make sense with resale. So we changed to Heart Pickers, which it seemed like a good name for what we did. Just as long as I didn't have profit in my name, unfortunately. I don't know if Raken's still in here, but every other reseller has the word profit in their name. It's like profit or picker. Get the profit pickers. But if there's any other questions, I'll give it a minute or two, and then there's no other questions. We're calling a night. Yes, Texas does have a lot. I noticed a lot of the RV places I was looking at are a lot of the larger ones are in Texas, and a lot of them when I was coming up here were in New York, like Syracuse. I'm like, oh, I gotta take a drive over there to check that out. There's not many. I mean, when we have the channel, I mean, it's not gonna change. We're still gonna be talking about um thrifting. It's just gonna be mixed in with a little RVing, just because that's what we're doing. So what are you gonna do with all your stuff? Storage. Yeah. A lot of it's gonna be going into storage, but a lot of it's just gonna be sold online, like or sold locally most likely because a lot of this, trust me, it's not worth keeping. It's just not. A lot of the stuff I'll keep what I need to keep, and then the rest of the stuff, see you later. Are you going to take a drive to Selena's hometown? Yeah, why not? Is it safe there? If Corpus Christi's safe, I'll drive there. I'm not gonna have my RV sitting on blocks when I come out of a store or something like that. Will you keep your inventory, and what about mail logistics while moving from location to location? I'm looking to because of what our niche is, mostly clothing, I'm looking for that stuff to be able to outsource. I'm gonna be thrifting it, but I'm gonna outsource the listing part of it to a few different co-signers to get rid of the stuff for me. So I will be mailing stuff to a few of those people. And I don't want to deal with that stuff. I want to have more time to enjoy myself, and I don't want to be worrying about the listing it, shipping it kind of deal. I just want less to deal with it. For like instance, when we spend like maybe 3 months in Canada, I don't want that to become a big problem. I want to have all my stuff somewhere. Somebody else is selling it for me. I'll just collect a check once a month. Send me a check or just deposit in my PayPal, I guess, because um, collecting a check when you're on the road, you don't know what address you're going to be going to. So just throw that money in my PayPal. But that is, what I plan on doing. Are you going to have a vlog channel? No, because it's still going to be thrifting. We're going to talk about mainly thrifting and reselling. Um, so might as well just keep the channel right here. Um, Nothing's going to really change for that part of it. It's just instead of seeing this background, it's going to be RV. And I'm going to get into a lot of different things. Maybe we'll do, flea markets and different things and sign shows and go to them and show this and show that and just really just try to have as much fun as possible. That's what it's all about. I mean, go down and just do whatever that makes us have fun and just go about our thing. Have you heard of Buffworks? I have no idea what that is. What is that, Jim Butler? Ronnie, I would be there on some treasure Versace shirts down in Florida at a estate sale. Yeah, go have some fun. Pair of pants made in USA. Huh? I've never heard of those. Buffwoods. Good to know. They sell good. I just think it would be fun. We can get to go everywhere. You know, in certain areas we could meet up with, I do like meetups, and I don't know what we would do, but we'd figure out something. I think I've answered that question about 3 times already, Al. I think I just answered that question. Like, just go 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Just go back 5 minutes, and um, you'll get to that. What is the best webcam for two? I have no idea. I do not have a webcam. I have a one that's integrated into my iMac. Uh, all right, everybody. Thank you all for coming out tonight. It's pretty cool that you all wanted to sit here and just hear me ramble. But like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully Chad's feeling better. He's sunburned. Send him some love. Tell him to feel better. And see you guys later. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Have a good night. See ya. Bye byes.